Hey, good morning. This is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, bringing you a daily word for men for January 15th. I keep wanting to say August. Maybe I'm thinking of summertime. August 15th, 2025. And the word for today is content. And here's the biblical quote: I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. And that is from Philippians 4, verse 12, the New International Version. Paul writes that he has experienced both swings of the pendulum when it comes to the provision of basic needs. Whether he chose to or not, he practiced a lifestyle of fasting and thankfulness. In his experience, he learned what it meant to be satisfied by what he had in front of him at the time. Learning contentment is done on three levels: spiritual, psychological, and physiological. We have to know that contentment truly starts when we recognize that God is our everything. Our spirit is awakened to our need and knows the provider for what we need. By starting with the premise and learning it are two different things, we need the Spirit of Christ to help us discipline our bodies and minds. The quickest way to do this is to attack both by practicing fasting. When we fast with a thankful heart, we learn what it means to be content. Powerful message from Paul. And one bad thing about only including one verse, he says, I have learned, but he doesn't, cutting it off in verse 12 doesn't show us how he learned. So I looked it up, and it says, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. So that is the answer of how he can do it. He can be happy when he's got a lot. He can be happy when he doesn't have anything. He can be happy when he's hungry. And can be happy when he's fully sated. And that's how I guess we all should be. So, how can you commit to practicing fasting and be thankful on a regular basis? Well, I actually don't have to practice being thankful. I'm very thankful. I'm a diabetic, a type 1 diabetic, and even though every day of ours is a gift of God, I passed the expiration date of someone, that was diagnosed relatively young with type 1 diabetes. So every day is a gift to me, every single day. And I have my problems, but I get around. When I can't walk, I use a cane. Uh, if I can't go to my AA meetings, I make meetings online. When sometimes I can't make it to church on a Sunday morning, I make videos. So, I'm thankful on a regular basis God has permitted me to serve Him. It says, how do you practice fasting? Well, for me, being a diabetic, fasting is a very difficult issue. And I more or less have to eat the same thing, the same amounts every day because of the insulin that I dose myself with. I don't make any insulin anymore. So, fasting for me becomes doing more doing more gifts of the Holy Spirit. Uh, He resides in believers. He's our helper. And He helps me do more, volunteer my time, uh, maybe just sitting with someone, teaching like I do, math, taking people to appointments if it's during the day and I can see. Uh, so there are many ways you can fast, and it just doesn't mean, uh, you know, fast from food, fast from my desires. Maybe I'll forego something that I really wanted. Uh, I've done that many times in the past when I had no choice. You know, I came from a very poor family, and I never got everything I wanted ever. And so there are many ways of fasting. And it's good not to judge people on the way that they fast. If your church decides it's going to have a fast and you see someone eating and they're not doing the fast, you know, you never know what burden people are carrying. So assume they're doing all that God tells them to do. That that's the way I look at it. But when I don't fast, and I know other people around me are fasting, I don't shove it in their face that I can sit down and eat. I don't do that. I'm eating to live, not living to eat. So God bless. Have a safe and holy day, and talk to you tomorrow. God bless.